It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Jared, Dustin, then David. Go.
Jared Turner, NASCAR scene. Jimmie, how much of the credit for your team's improvements this year should go to Chad? And secondly, was just interested in finding out how your approach or strategy may or may not change now that you've got a little bit of a cushion in the standings.
As far as strategy, we can't change anything. We still have to go out and lead laps, win races, and run up front. 72 points is nice, but with 6 or 7 races however many we have left to go, it's not a lot. I mean, anything can happen still. We're in a great position, but we still need to race for every point and don't change anything. I feel through my career, the times I've tried to protect something, the times I've made mistakes. So I'm trying to wash out the points lead and just do my job and go out and race like I do each week. Chad is a major part of this race team. But there are so many departments in Hendrick, it'd be foolish for me to say I'm the reason why the car's running well, or Chad. There are many layers to it, and we've had great reliable power that's getting better each week. Cars are getting better. Chad's workload and effort and commitment, I think, is second to none. I mean, a guy works more hours than anyone, and I'm grateful for all of that and really proud of him. Stay focused for so many years and work the hours that he has. So I give him vast majority of the credit, but at the same time I don't want to undercut anyone in Hendrick Motorsports for all the effort that goes into it.
Dustin, David, and we'll end with Tanya. Go.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Obviously every chase is different, but so far, how is this chase kind of shaken out to you? What kind of stands out about it so far? And looking ahead, what are the key things you feel like the next 6 races?
Things that stick out in my mind is what's happened to the 18. Typically, somebody that's that strong through the first 2/3 of the season, you expect to see him at the end. And the flip of that is the 16 and how much strength they've shown since Chase has started. 99 has been right there on par. I think he's been very consistent. We've gotten stronger through the course of the season, but in general, my overall feeling is that we got to race hard for this one. This reminds me a lot of '07, where we had to fight for every position on track, and it was a small points gap going into Homestead. So I personally see that and feel that's going to be the case once again.
David, and then we'll end with Tanya.
David Moore, Star Observer. You said something a couple weeks ago I thought was really interesting. You said, and I'm going to paraphrase here, pretty much all throughout my career before I got to Cup, I sucked.
Yep.
Which I thought was hilarious. I guess it's Michigan or somewhere where the team goes out onto the field and there's a sign as they go out and they touch it says, play like a champion today. When you're in a sport and you've not been used to being a winner, you've not been used to being one of the guys setting the bar for the standard for what everybody measures up to, and you win championships, it's a different way to carry yourself. It's a different way. How have you adjusted to that from being a guy who was just looking to, I remember your first start here, you were nervous as I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
How do you go from being adjusted to that as a guy who wasn't the guy who everybody was looking for, and now being a guy who's looking for a third straight championship? How hard is that transition?
It's in some ways I think it's been easier because I've been through the tough times. I've thought my career was over at many different levels, from the off-road ranks and Chevrolet pulling out of the series I was racing in, and that NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series coming online. That was the big thing that hurt the off-road industry back when I was trying to graduate out of that. The Herzogs in their search for sponsorship in the couple years there, how tough that was. Even in ASA, we were a well-funded team, but it took a lot of persuasion from my side and GM to get the Herzogs to invest financially to do that stuff. So, and through it all, I ran just well enough to make it to the next spot and to still have hope and show sponsors and manufacturers and all that I could do the job. But I think all of that made me really appreciate what opportunities I've had, and really, I think it makes me who I am. And it's weird, I saw Greg Biffle last night, and I told him that I was genuinely happy for his success that he's having this year and the fact that he and Greg Irwin have clicked and come on strong. And he looked at me and he's just like, well, why would you say that? And I find people get so competitive and really want to, and just everybody operates differently. Put me on a dartboard, that's the guy we got to beat, throw darts at it. And that's cool, I'm fine with that. But I've always had friends my entire career. I've always befriended different drivers, and I've had a great time in the garage area, and I've known crew members and owners, and just enjoy having a good time. And I've really tried to stay true to that. There's no doubt that the challenges of being a champion have changed me some, and I feel it's all for the better. At times I've got to be more guarded or protected, but still at the end of the day, I'm just Jimmie, and I just do my thing, and I'm genuinely surprised that so much has happened, and I know I say it, and I make comments about not thinking we're the favorite at different times, and I know it's hard for everybody to understand, but I mean, that's me. My whole life I've worked really hard and have been okay, and I've always wondered why I didn't have my chance and why everything didn't work out in ASA or in the Busch Series or in trucks. And now that it's all said and done, I look back on it, it's like, I get it. It wasn't my turn yet. Now it's my time, and thank God it's at this massive scale. Timing was good, but I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, as far as the timing, all I did was show up and try to learn. And at times I was a slow learner and made a lot of mistakes. Through the off-road ranks, I tore up so much stuff. The Herzog cars, I tore up plenty of those as well. The Busch cars and ASA cars. But once I figured something out, I didn't let go of it. And that's really been my path throughout my career. It might take me a little while to sort something out, but when I got it, I've got it, and I don't let go of it. And it's worked out. I just didn't know that it would take 18 or 20 years of my racing career to develop all the skills needed, and then I'd have my chance.
Final question. Go ahead.
With the economy how it is right now, it's a lot tougher or owners are a lot less likely to take a risk on someone. And I was just wondering, do you think your development would have gone any differently if it was an economic climate as tough as this?
That's a good question. I think so. I mean, I think it would be different, I guess is what I should say. When you look around at all the big race teams, the majority of the big teams are having trouble with sponsors, and sponsors want out of contracts, want a reduced fee for their services. That certainly does impact testing. Granted, we have a pretty strict testing policy this year that prevents a lot of that, but I think it would make a difference. And it's more than anything, it makes it tough for an owner to take a chance with a young guy and to put the future of the company and however many employees you have at stake. I was talking to Max Siegel last night, and he's got 4. Not only is he worried about winning races and doing well and finding sponsors and all that, but every Monday morning he walks in and he looks at 400 employees, and he's worried about their families, their kids, tuitions for kids going to school, putting the food on the table. I mean, there's a different way to look at it, and I think it's tough for owners and these managers of major race teams to take a risk right now and to develop somebody, because if you miss a show or you fall in the top 35 in points, it's not just taking a risk on one guy. You're taking a risk on your whole company, and you've got to look at your employees in the morning, and that's where your loyalty is. So it is tougher for a younger guy today than it's ever been.
Jimmie, we appreciate it very much. Wish you a lot of luck this weekend. Congratulations on the 250th start.